So I want to talk here about the Chapter 14 test. So for the Chapter 14 test, you should be able to find the domain of a rational function, vertical asymptotes, remove discontinuities, zeros, y-intercepts, and other asymptotes. What's that sound like? The homework quiz, right? Given a graph, you should be able to write down the end behaviors using the proper limit notation. You should be able to, if I give you the vertical asymptotes, remove discontinuities, zeros, y-intercept, other asymptotes, and end behaviors, you should be able to sketch a possible graph for the function. You'd be able to solve 3 rational equations, solve 2 rational inequalities, 1 partial fraction setup, and 1 partial fraction solve. What? No story problem. Any clarifications on the questions here that we're asking you guys to be able to do?
What's at the bottom of that first list, other y-intercepts?
OA?
Yeah.
Like other asymptotes, like horizontal or slant.
Yeah.
So based on what I'm describing here, the review that I have already pre-made isn't very representative, so I'm not going to ask you guys to complete that for a homework assignment. You're welcome to do it if you like. Obviously the solving and like how, if you're doing the graphing and like, you know, some of these pieces are still relevant, but the question format will be a little bit different than what I've written here on the review. So it's now optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. No, but it's just optional. I mean, why would I make it extra credit if I gave you like the worked out solutions to go with it? Might as well just give everybody extra credit at that point. Just not make you do it.
Why not? Go for it.
I'll keep that in mind that everybody's in favor of free extra credit.
We are.
Actually, I'm not. Of course.
Can you ask for about Joe then?
Yeah, do it. I bet you won't.
Oh.
You guys are funny today.
Thanks,
So the test date, I think
Thursday.
last time we talked, we were going to do it Thursday the 4th. At least that's what I had in the calendar. If you have a conflict that day due to what's going on, econ or something is that, macroeconomics or something is that day, let me know and we can make other arrangements. Not a big deal. But I didn't want to do Tuesdays. It felt like the psych, there was several people that had a psych conflict for Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we might do something or we might not. Depends on like how many people are gone 5th hour with the psych conflict. If it's like, if I have like 10 people gone, we probably won't do anything. And that would carry on for you guys as well. If like most of the class is there still, if it's like 3 people gone, we'll go ahead and do sum of 15 or something. That feel okay to you guys, schedule-wise?
Wait, what's a PF?
Partial fraction.
What is that like? Is that like a?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have. Like with solving the equations, we have to like.
Yeah. That's, she has a separate worksheet for it.
Oh wait, I don't have these.
I never think about it if you're not there.
So that's stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's on the common. That's the one you use the matrices for. Okay, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Take a minute. You guys have questions for me? Homework questions or anything before we release you guys? CJ?
29.
29. So we're solving here. I would start by factoring this denominator. From there, I can see that the least common denominators would be just x plus 5 times x minus 2. When I distribute this, what's up? Sure. When I distribute things through, I get 3x times x minus 2 plus 1 times x plus 5 equals 7. I'll distribute through and simplify. What I'm left with is a quadratic, so I'm going to combine like terms and get everything onto one side. So from here, I'm just solving this quadratic. Since the leading coefficient isn't 1, factoring is kind of a hassle, so I'm just going to use the quadratic formula because I know that's going to work. It's a little bit tougher to look at this and immediately tell if it's going to be factorable or not. And even if it is factorable, like doing the factoring is a little bit more complicated. So I'm just going to go with the quadratic formula because it's guaranteed to work and it's kind of the same amount of work every time. 5 squared is 25. 4 times 3 times 2 is 24. 25 plus 24 is 49. The square root of 49 is 7. If I do 5 plus 7, that's 12. Divided by 2 is 6. 5 minus 7 is negative 2. Divided by 2 is negative 1. And if I check these, neither one of those is going to give me a 0 denominator, so both those answers are acceptable. Is that?
Yeah. Thank you.
For the homework, like the answers, it says x equals negative 1 over 3.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Look what I did, dum-dums. That's supposed to be a 6 there, right? So 5 plus 7 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, or divided by 6 is 2, and then that's negative 2 over 6, so that's negative 1/3. Thank you, Diego. And now x equals 2 is extraneous, right? Because that would give me a 0 denominator. My apologies, CJ. 2 times 3 is 2, apparently. I don't know. I was too distracted by that nerd's bomb pop.
Christian had one too.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
I can see that you enjoyed it.
Oh no, that was from one that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, Christian
Well, that-
really enjoyed it.
Christian's wearing a shirt.
No.
You guys are fun.
So for the checking for extraneous solutions,
Mhm.
where do you like plug your factor?
All I'm doing is seeing if my answer gives me a 0 denominator anywhere. Any 0 denominator, stop, it's extraneous. So if I plug 2 in for x, I'd get a 0 denominator there, so I'd throw it out. If I plug the negative 1/3 in there, that works everywhere, right? No 0 denominator, it's clean. Keep on going. Now you could go grind all the way through to make sure the two sides are equal, but like, no thank you. I'll just check to see for 0 denominators because I can just do that with my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
And so can you do 30?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So we'll start by factoring. So x minus 2 times x plus 1 is the least common denominator. When I distribute that through, I get 3x times x minus 2 plus 5 times x plus 1 equals 15. I'll simplify. And then combine some like terms. And again, the leading coefficient isn't 1. I could try to factor this. It might factor. In fact, it does factor, but I wouldn't bother with it. I just use the quadratic formula because it's no less work, or no, I should say no more work. And I'll take that. Negative 1 squared is 1. 4 times 3 times negative 10 is negative 120. 1 minus negative 120 is 121. The square root of 121 is 11. 1 plus 11 is 12. Divided by 6 is 2. And then 1 minus 11 is negative 10. Divided by 6 is negative 5/3. Oops. Should say x equals. I'll go and check for zero denominators. 2 gives me a zero denominator here. So discard that one as extraneous. The negative 5/3, though, gives me a zero denominator and nowhere, so I'll keep that one. Does that feel okie dokie?
Yeah. I didn't do the quadratic formula, and so I think that's it.
You factored it wrong, you think? I just, if it's not easy to factor, I'm just quadratic formulating it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth the hassle. That's me personally. And maybe it should be you personally, too, if we're making mistakes factoring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like, just do that. Other questions? Okie McDokies. I'm going to get out of y'all's way and let you get to work on what is the highest math-related priority topic that you have left to do.